Are tensions rising between the United States and India following a high-profile meeting between Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin? Senior Biden administration officials are reputedly frustrated after Prime Minister Modi met with President Putin in Moscow. This meeting coincided with President Biden kicking off a major NATO summit in Washington, aiming to show strong support for Ukraine amidst ongoing Russian aggression. Despite concerns conveyed by U.S. officials, including Deputy Secretary of State Kurt Campbell, Modi proceeded with the meeting. Officials feared the timing would complicate the optics for Washington, especially as NATO leaders sought to isolate Putin. Modi's embrace of Putin, described as a warm bear hug, came just hours after Russian bombs killed several dozen people in Ukraine, including a children's hospital in Kyiv. Meanwhile, President Biden met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on the sidelines of the NATO summit. Biden announced a new security package, reaffirming U.S. support for Ukraine and promising continued assistance against Russian aggression. The episode underscores the complexities for the Biden administration as it seeks to deepen its strategic partnership with India, a key partner against China. However, India's continued ties with Russia, driven by historical connections and economic needs, present a significant challenge. India relies heavily on Russia for cheap energy and military supplies, including ammunition and spare parts. This dependence complicates the US's efforts to pull India closer into its strategic orbit. The Biden administration is keen on maintaining a strong relationship with India to counterbalance China's growing influence in the Indo-Pacific region. State Department spokesman Matthew Miller emphasized that the US made its concerns about India's relationship with Russia clear. However, Indian officials argue that their diplomacy with Moscow helps to moderate the Russia-China relationship, preventing it from becoming too close. India's geopolitical stance is rooted in its policy of non-alignment from the Cold War era. The country seeks to balance its relationship with both the United States and Russia while positioning itself as a leader of global South nations. This balancing act is crucial for India, especially given its tense border with China and its need for technological and economic investment from the US. In a news conference in New Delhi, US Ambassador Eric Garcetti expressed frustration, warning India not to take the US friendship for granted. The Biden administration remains committed to advancing projects in technology, defense cooperation, and clean energy with India despite the challenges. In conclusion, the Modi-Putin meeting highlights the intricate dance of global diplomacy as the US seeks to strengthen its alliance against common adversaries. India's independent path presents both opportunities and challenges. We will continue to monitor this developing story on Oneindia News.
Don't miss out. Follow Oneindia for real-time updates.